And we're live. Welcome in to another episode of Betting the Pitch with your host, the real_G Warner on Twitter. Go smash that follow button, subscribe wherever you're watching this. Do whatever it takes because I'm going to be doing a lot of podcasts this week because it is March, the greatest time of the year, and we have Champions League too. It's pretty legit. With that said, today's podcast, we're going to cover Champions League, Europa League, Europa Conference League, all the things that you could do in the soccer world. And it's time to go. So without further ado, we'll start with Champions League because that's the most money. Liverpool currently hosting Inter Milan. We're recording this on Tuesday, day of the Liverpool match in the United States. Liverpool, a 1-goal favorite at home after winning the first leg 2-0. Inter's going to have to go for it. Going to have to be on the front foot, score goals, which they haven't really done for a while now until they played on Friday against Salernitana, who is the bottom team in Serie A. Wouldn't really be convinced that they have solved their evils. Fortunately, as a 1-goal underdog, they don't have to do that here, but they will be going forward trying to score. And I don't love that as an idea when their defense, so they haven't been able to score. Their defense hasn't been great. Liverpool can score goals, can sit back and counter if they want to, though I think a lot of what they'll be playing is that gegenpressing type of defense. So they're going to be living in Inter Milan's half. I thought Inter arguably outplayed Liverpool and I don't even really think it's that arguable. I'll just say it. I think Inter outplayed Liverpool the first matchup at San Siro in Milan, but they lost the match 2-0, and they're pretty much dead here. So unfortunately, even though there is a situation where Liverpool loses match 1-0 or something like that, and coast, or even that they're accepting a draw and that they're not going out there to win, I just think that Inter, the way they have to play this match doesn't suit them being a 1-goal underdog. Next, Bayern Munchen hosting Red Bull Salzburg. Don't really follow Austria very closely, but ultimately, Red Bull Salzburg have a really good program. They feed or funnel a lot of their talent to Red Bull Leipzig. They play aggressively. They're going to be on the front foot, which normally to me is a scary thing. It's Bayern Munchen, but ultimately Bayern has not been playing well for a month now, maybe longer than that. First matchup, Red Bull Salzburg took a lead at home, held on for a lot of the match, but couldn't do it the whole time. So this is 1-1 in aggregate going to Munich. And I got to say, don't really love teams that sit behind the ball and try to defend Bayern Munchen for 90 minutes because they get picked apart and they end up losing matches 5-0. I think after watching Leverkusen go into Bayern Munchen this weekend and escape with a 1-1 draw, maybe fortunate because of a Müller own goal, but ultimately Leverkusen had a lot of chances. I don't think Neuer is going to be back for this match. Maybe he will be, but even then, still plenty of chances will go Salzburg's way. I don't think that the backup goalkeeper can keep a goal out, really, if he's put under pressure. And Bayern simply haven't been good enough lately to be deserving a 2.25 goal favorite. Massive number. I think Red Bull Salzburg have a chance here, probably lose this match, but wouldn't be out of left field if they took a draw and went to extra time or something like that. So getting 2.25 is just too large for me. And I'll be playing that. It's moved from 2 goals, I guess the last time I did this podcast last week or 2 weeks ago. So it's climbed a little bit. And I don't really believe it should. My number was closer to 1 than it was to 2. Now moving to Wednesday's matches, we have Manchester City hosting Sporting Lisbon. Currently, Man City, a 2.25 goal favorite, massive number, but they also blasted Sporting the first time. And the nice part about Man City is they're so deep that even if they play backups, which they assume they will for this one, it's still not going to matter because they're still way better than Sporting, who has shown that they can give up a lot of goals when things aren't going well. So 2.25 not big enough for me to be interested in. And then next we have Real Madrid hosting PSG, currently a pick'em with Real Madrid has all the juice right now at BetOnline. And I'm interested in PSG after watching that first matchup. I don't really think Real Madrid have a lot of answers to PSG's questions. PSG certainly is not perfect, but that late goal from Kylian Mbappe in stoppage time, basically at the death, was huge for confidence and clearly huge for this matchup as well. PSG kind of went a little bit light in their Liga match. I guess Mbappe was suspended, I think. But ultimately, they got some rest for important pieces this weekend in a loss to Nice, which I mean, Christophe Galtier just has the PSG number, and it's incredible. And I will bet them probably every time they match up for the rest of my life, if I can, if I have the money to do it. But anyway, PSG is an underdog, is of interest to me. Real Madrid have to be on the front foot, have to go score, and that sets up perfectly for what PSG want to do, which is a counterattack and use their pace, their speed. They should have a Messi. I can't imagine Messi will be missing this one. So Messi, Neymar, Mbappe front line should be pretty good. And Real Madrid is going to have to probably put Alaba in at left back due to suspension of Ferland Mendy. Also, they have Casemiro suspended, and they're missing a lot of guys. So even at Pick'em with odds right now, I'm interested in PSG, as I think it's not a great scenario, because if they do lose the match and extra time comes up, they won't be pushing too hard in the last few minutes, I don't think. But I think ultimately they're going to be in one of those situations where they can counter Real Madrid to death. And Real Madrid, even off a good win this weekend against Real Sociedad, who've been playing so poorly, I don't really take a lot of stock into that. I think Real Madrid have basically, they're way ahead in La Liga for reasons and they don't really deserve it, because they convert a lot of low XG games. They score a lot of goals, get a lot of penalties that are really questionable. I can list like 3 games off the top of my head that's happened. So definitely looking at PSG and hope they climb to an underdog. A quarter goal would be delightful. But I also part of me wonders if PSG gets bet back and this ends up closing like a kind of split odds at Pick'em. Moving to the next round of Champions League, just to cover it while we're here, and then I'll move to the Europa League and Conference League. Ajax is a 1.25 goal favorite to Benfica. And this comes from, let's see, Champions League. Should have probably done this before, but my bad. So Benfica 2-2 the first round, which is a pretty competitive match, and pretty big number, I think, for Ajax to lay. They are at home. They have scored goals. Benfica are going to play defensively, and that's going to be an issue for them to try to cover the spread. But 1.25 seems pretty big to me. We still got a week till this matchup ends up happening, but we'll see where that one goes. But definitely leaning Benfica for now. And then Manchester United hosting Atleti. Currently, Manchester United a 0.5 goal favorite with all the juice on that Atleti side. And that's because Manchester United has looked pretty poor for a long time now. Got a miraculous late goal from Elanga to draw in Madrid. But ultimately, I think I'm looking at Atleti. They've been playing better lately. I don't still believe that their problems are all fixed. But the underdogs in this matchup of two teams that are grossly underperforming expectations is probably worth looking at, though. A lot of juice right now in the half probably means that falls significantly. I mean, falling a quarter would be a big difference, but we'll see what happens in a week's time. Now moving to the Europa League. And this is my first time. I did make lines for this, but it's my first time looking at numbers. So we'll see where this all goes. Some of this action starts on Wednesday. We have Porto hosting Lyon. Currently, Porto a 0.5 goal favorite with all the juice on Lyon. And I got to say, Porto did well to knock out Lazio, outplayed them, though they were in dire straits a couple times, trailing, but found a way. Lyon got a bye to this round after winning their group. And the Porto, I guess, crashing out of Champions League, but still maintaining in the European continental competition is still pretty cool. Lyon have some defensive issues, but I feel like their lineup has kind of stabilized under Peter Bosz, and you know that they're going to have plenty of attackers out there who can score a lot of goals. So Porto as a 0.5 goal favorite seems pretty large to me. So I will be looking at Lyon on Wednesday. Real Betis then hosting Eintracht Frankfurt. Currently Betis a 0.5 goal favorite at home. They've had to play a ton of matches lately, still alive in Copa del Rey, Europa League clearly, and then La Liga challenging for Champions League spots. So they've got a lot of fixtures that are all over the place. Their minds are all over the place. And I'm concerned about Betis, especially as a 0.5 goal favorite, because their goalkeeping situation seems really unsettled. Claudio Bravo has been awful, came back from injury and was so bad against Sevilla. Eintracht Frankfurt haven't been playing great, I got to say. They had a real tough time scoring goals early in the season. They fixed that and then came back from the Christmas break and haven't been great. But ultimately, as a 0.5 goal underdog on the road with a pretty defensive manager in Glasner, I think I like them to go to Betis and make it really hard on the Sevillan side, Andalusian side. And so getting 0.5 goal, especially with all the juice on Betis right now, might even climb. is definitely of interest to me. Moving to Thursday, Sevilla hosting West Ham. Currently, Sevilla a half a goal favorite at home. All the juice in West Ham, and I think you'd expect that because a lot of these matches, English teams always get bet for good reason, potentially in Champions League, because the cream of the crop in England has outperformed a lot of the other leagues, most recently in Champions League stuff. But Sevilla are built for Europa League. They're going to have a lot of the ball. West Ham are not a side I want to back because I don't know that West Ham could score on the road. Sevilla are very likely to score at home and are going to make it really hard on West Ham, who are going to have few chances, though Sevilla certainly has been playing as well as second in the table in La Liga, probably should suggest. Atalanta then hosting Bayer Leverkusen. Currently, Atalanta half a goal favorite. Haven't been playing well, been so banged up, so injured, missing so many players. But it hasn't really hurt them as much they're still in the Champions League places in Serie A. I do think that Leverkusen comes in with a huge offense, and that's going to be a big, big issue for Atalanta because they're going to play aggressively. Both teams will be wide open, which makes half a goal here not as important, but ultimately 3-3 and a draw is ultimately the result that I think Bayer Leverkusen want on the road, but I think we'll be going for a win, and I like their chances to potentially steal I guess it's not 3 points, but whatever, steal the first leg in Bergamo. So I'm interested in Leverkusen getting a half, though most of the juice is on them right now. So we'll see where that goes. Barcelona then hosting Galatasaray, currently 2.25 goal favorite, as they should be to a Turkish team, especially considering how well Barcelona's been playing. Not really interested in Galatasaray, even though that number is way higher than I made it. Rangers then hosting Crvena Zvezda, Red Star Belgrade. Rangers currently a 3/4 goal favorite, which feels high to me. Certainly they deserve moving on to this round after dispatching and really dominating Borussia Dortmund. But ultimately, I still think that they're not as strong as the lines that they get. Scottish Premier League seems to get so much respect in a continental stage that I don't really think they deserve at all. I just don't know that Red Star are good enough to really give them a lot of problems, though. Should be behind the ball, trying to make this a tight game, as tight as possible. And so getting 3/4 is of interest. But I think I'd want one if I was going to play Red Star. Sporting Braga then hosting Monaco. Currently, Braga a pick'em at home, but all the juice on Monaco on the road almost. Monaco, they've had an up and down year. Managers came in, came out, bought in a lot of players that haven't really done a lot and really haven't been able to score goals. And that's been a big issue because you have to score goals to win matches. Sporting Braga, though, their offense has been questionable. Their defense loves to give up penalties, at least in the continental game. They give up a lot of them. And I think Monaco is going to put them under pressure. So I think Monaco are deserving favorite on the road, though they're pretty hard to back as a favorite, I got to say, considering they can't score goals. So pick them probably sounds right, and probably is not a lot to do there. And then as you saw, or you can see in my banner, if you're watching on StreamYard or on Twitter, Russia, I guess, banned from this competition. So Red Bull Leipzig, I think, gets a bye into the next round. Pretty nice draw for them. But they probably should have smashed Spartak Moscow anyway. Moving to Conference League, Vitesse hosting Roma. Currently, Vitesse getting a half of a goal at home. Roma should be able to mop the floor with this team. They're a lot better. They beat bad Serie A teams, and they should beat a team from Holland, I believe, is where Vitesse is. But they're hard to trust, and as a road favorite of a half a goal, that's a lot. Looking at Vitesse, but hopefully they won't make my card. PAOK hosting Ghent. Currently, PAOK Pauk a quarter goal favorite at home. Not a lot to me to do here. I don't even know where PAOK is. I think it's Greece, but I might lose that test. Slavia Prague then hosting Lask Linz. Currently, Slavia Prague a 3/4 goal favorite at home. Most of the juice is on Linz or Lask on the road. Not a lot for me to know here, but Slavia Prague giving 3/4 of a goal is a lot, no matter where Lask Linz actually hails from. Partizan hosting Feyenoord. Currently, Partizan a quarter goal underdog at home. That's saying something, though. The Dutch league is better than the Serbia's top division, whatever that might be called. I think the home dog is always of interest to me in any sport, really. But Feyenoord should be a lot better of a team and have, I'm sure, a much bigger budget and team value if you look at transfer market. Leicester then hosting Rennes. This is one I was looking forward to for a while. Rennes is a half a goal underdog on the road with all the juice right now. Maybe this falls to a quarter, but I'm playing a quarter probably. So hopefully it stays around a half and the English money hits and Leicester is given a lot of respect that it does not deserve. Or they do not deserve. Kasper Schmeichel is going to be under an assault. And Rennes are an awesome team. Really disappointed also that their match against Tottenham got canceled because I probably would have bet them too in the last round of the Europa League. Rennes are one of the best teams in Liga. They are really good at controlling pace. They have a lot of great players. They're really deep, and Leicester give up a ton of goals. So I would love to bet Rennes, and I think I'll be looking at them to advance if that market is available. Eindhoven, then PSV Eindhoven, then hosting FC Copenhagen. Eindhoven, a 1-goal favorite, a little bigger than I made it. Though Eindhoven is a really good side. They've got a lot of talent. They can score goals. And Benfica, and they played in, I think, the qualifier for the Champions League. And Benfica basically sat 10 behind the ball the whole match, which showed how much respect they had for Eindhoven. And I believe Copenhagen would do the same thing. Don't know if I love that, though. Getting the full goal of insurance is a lot. Bodo Glimt then hosting AZ Alkmaar, easy for me to pronounce and think about. Currently, Bodo Glimt, a quarter goal underdog at home with all the juice. So maybe this falls to pick them. I think the Bodo Glimt, Norwegian side, I want to say that knocked out Celtic. Speaking of Scottish teams, just really struggling on the international stage, but getting so much respect. I don't know, the road might end here, but ultimately AZ coming from, I believe, the Dutch league as well, are a lot better side and probably should win this match, but tough one to go on the road and be a road favorite for sure as a team that doesn't look that great. And then Marseille, last but not least, hosting Basel. Currently Marseille, a 3-quarter goal favorite with all the juice, so this is probably climbing to a full goal of insurance. And that interests me on Basel, that I do question exactly how Basel rate compared to Marseille. I'm sure there's a big gap in finances, and we'll see what ends up happening. But Marseille have not been great in France of late, drawing with lower teams that are fighting relegation or newly promoted, things like that. And kind of struggled with Karabakh, I got to say, in the last round. So we'll see what happens. But I think until Basel hits a full goal, I will not be as interested. And so that is our show for today. I think probably pretty brief, but went through, 15, 16 minutes, went through Europa League, Europa Conference League, and started off with Champions League as well. Probably going to do some more college basketball stuff throughout the week. If you want them, hit me, whatever questions you got on soccer, on college basketball. I'm just going to be podcasting like crazy. So apologies for your timelines, but thank you for coming, and we will do this again real soon.